Good morning, students. Welcome back to C++ class. In today's class, I'll explain you about exception handling. Okay, what is the exception handling and how it is related to our C++? Okay, so actually, what is exception handling? Exception handling is based on a exception. But what are exceptions? When you are writing a program, okay, there may be a chance that there is an error in the program. Okay, so that is nothing but an exception. So exception is nothing but it is a problem that arises during the execution of the program. Okay, when you are executing a program, no, so sometimes there is a chance of getting an error. So that situation is called as an exception, or we can say that the errors in the programs, every error in the program generates one object that is called as an exception. Okay, so exception is a problem that arises during the execution of a program. Okay, and C++ exception is a response to an exceptional circumstances that arises while program is running. So when you are executing a program, when you are running a program, there may be a chance of getting an error that is called as a exception in C++. One example is if you are dividing any number with the 0, you will get error, right? So that is called as an exception. Okay, or we can say that an exception is a unexpected situation during a program execution. Understood, sir? We can say that in short, we can say that errors in the programs generates an exception object. Okay, so when there is an error in the program, okay, when there is an exception in the program, so there should be a mechanism which can handle the error. Otherwise, if you won't handle the error, then what happened? Your program will be terminated unconditionally, right? So when there is an error in the program, when there is any exception in the program, that exception should be handled properly so that in the smooth way your program can be executed. If you won't handle that exception, your program will be terminated. So the process of handling exceptions in the program is called as a exception handling. Okay, what is exception handling? Exception handling is a process of handling errors, handling exceptions in C++ program. Okay, so actually why we do the exception handling? Because if you won't handle the exception properly, then what happened? Your program is terminated abnormally, right? So in order to run your program smoothly without any errors, then exception handling mechanism should be there in a C++ program. Okay, understood what is an exception handling? Exception handling is a process of handling exceptions, handling errors in the program. Right. Now, in C++, every error, every exception, an object is created that is called as an exception object. Okay, here in the definition I have given, in C++, exception is an event or an object which is thrown at runtime. So whatever exception is there, no, that exception is thrown at runtime. Okay, now whatever exceptions are there, no, that exceptions are derived from std, means a scope resolution operator exception class. Okay, whatever exceptions are generating, no, in C++, whatever exception objects are generating, no, that objects are all from a exception class. Okay, so from which class we are getting this exception object? Exception class. Where is that exception class? In std. Okay, in std module we have exception class, and from that exception class the exception object is created and that will be thrown to the user. Okay, that is an exception handling. So in C++, exception handling mechanism contains a few important keywords, that is throw, catch, try, or we can say that these three are different blocks which are used to handle the error. Okay, which are used to inform the error information to the user. Complete error generation to the exception handling, error handling is lies between these three blocks only, is within a three block only. Okay, throw, catch, try. Now come to the try block. See example, in a program you have given arithmetic operation, that is a division you have given. So if you have given division, then what happened, there is a chance to get an error in that block only. Means someone is giving a number division by 2, you won't get an error. If someone is trying to divide a number by 0, then error is generated. Okay, because you, what number the user is going to give, we don't know. So sometimes some users may give a correct values, some users may give a different values, wrong values they will give. So from which block you are expecting an error? Okay, from which block you are expecting an error, that block should be inside the try. Okay, from whichever block you are expecting an error, you are expecting a user will give an error, user will give a wrong input, such type of block, such type of programming code should be between a within a try block. Okay, understood? Try block is nothing but the block which contains a programming code from which the programmer is expecting an error. Okay, so you are thinking that from this block only error is going to be generated. Then what happened, that code should be included inside that block only. That block is called as a try block. Okay, so here you have a definition. The code which can throw any exception is kept inside the try block. Okay, from whichever code you are expecting an error, no, that code should be inside the try block, right? So here you see the syntax. Try, actually it is the continuation of it. This is a try. Okay, try, next opening brace, closing brace, between a code and a throw parameter is there, no? That is the block where we'll write the code from which you can expecting an error. Okay, so this is about try block. What is a try block? Try block is nothing but it is a block which contains a code from which the user may expect a type of error. Okay, now come to the catch block. See, as already explained, try block contains the code from which the user is expecting an error. Okay, when there is a chance of getting an error, then that error should be handled properly. Okay, so try block contains the code from which the user is expecting an error. So the catch block contains an error which can be catch block contains a code, error handling code it contains. Okay, right? Try block contains an error's information. Catch block will handle that error, means catch block will handle the error generated by the try block. Okay, try block contains the code which generates an error. Catch block contains the solution information. Okay, it will provide the solution, it will provide the information like how to handle the exception generated by the try block. Okay, so always the try block and catch block will write together, because try block will generate an error. So when try block generates an error, no, there should be someone to handle that error. So that error is handled by the catch block. Understood? So catch block is used to catch the errors and handle the exception condition. Understood? What is the use of the catch block? Catch block is used to catch the errors given by the try block, and it will provide the appropriate solution to handle that error. Okay, so here you see the syntax. Catch is a keyword, as it is you have to write, and a data type argument is nothing but if you can give information about a type of an error. Okay, it is an arithmetic error, or it is an integer error, it is a real time, it is a float error, it is a character error, what type of error that is. That information you can give inside the parenthesis. Okay, now here I have given one more example. Here you see try. Okay, in the try block what code we have? The code which generates an error. Now when there is an error inside the try block, that will be catched by the catch block. Okay, and that information is stored inside the object, right? That's it. This is a catch block. Now the next one is a throw statement. Okay, so whatever error is generated by the try block, that is handled by the catch block. Okay, and if you want a user to know the information about the error, what error is generated, then that is possible by using a throw statement. Okay, so it is used to throw an exception. Okay, it is used to throw exception to exception handler, that is used to communicate information about error. Okay, what is the use of the throw statement? Throw statement is used to communicate information about the error to the block which is handling the error. Okay, a throw expression accepts one parameter and that parameter is passed to the handler. Okay, a throw statement expression accepts one parameter and the parameter is passed to the handler. Right, only the thing is the throw statement is used to throw an exception information to the user and the exception handler. Okay, now here you see I have given one example program here. IO stream, we are including the preprocessor. Now I am including one module std. Next I have created one user defined function, that is float division int x comma int y, two parameters. Now if y equals to 0, what I am giving here is attempt to divide by 0. If y equals means here actually what is that program we are dividing x by y. Example, if the user is trying to divide a number with 0, it will throw an error. Okay, so that is our block here. Now see here in the return statement I have given return x by y. X by y means we are dividing x with the y. If the user is trying to divide a number with the 0, it will throw an error. Okay, right, what information it is throwing? It is attempt to divide by 0. The user is trying to divide a number by 0. Now come to the main function. I equals to 25, j equals to 0, float k equals to 0. Okay, three variables I have given. Now come to the try block. Inside the try block, what I have given? K equals to division I comma j. Actually, what is the division here? It is a user defined function. X value equals to I, y value equals to j. So k equals to division I comma j. So whatever result you are getting over here, that result is stored inside the k. Understood? And that we are printing. And just from that only we are expecting an error. So that is why we are putting that information inside the try block. And whatever error is generated inside the try block, that is catched by the catch block. Here you see catch const char in. Here is an object which is used to store the information of error. Okay, what information it will store here? Throw attempt to divide by 0. Attempt to divide by 0 is nothing but the information. That information is stored inside the E. Okay, so here E is called as an object. This object contains information about error. Understood? So this is about try, catch and throw block. Now the next one is the exception classes. Okay, so just now I have explained now what is an exception and what is exception handling in C++. Okay, so in C++, a standard library provides a base class especially designed to declare objects to be thrown as exception. Okay, so in C++ we have some built-in classes. That classes are used to throw an error information to the user using an object. Okay, so what are the built-in classes which are designed to handle the errors? Okay, so that here we have a list. You can see standard exception is a main class. In that again you have a subclasses bad allocation, bad cost and bad type, exception, failure, error, argument, invalid argument, length error, out of range error means when we are discussing about an array, no, out of range you will get length. These are all classes which contains errors information. Okay, so in C++ we have a different classes that are used to handle the errors. Okay, now come to the classes available in a exception. Okay, it means the classes available to handle the exception in C++. Okay, the first one is std exception. Okay, actually it is a parent class for all the remaining classes, which contains all the standard files, standard objects to handle the exception. Now logic failure. Here logic failure means while writing a program, if you are giving any wrong logic, okay, that is very difficult to execute the program. Okay, that is nothing but the logic failure. Runtime error. Okay, so runtime error means when you are trying to execute a program, but that program is not detected by the compiler, that the program is not read by the compiler, such is nothing but the runtime error. Bad exception. Okay, so it is used to handle unexpected exception in a C++. Okay, bad, it is bad exception. Clear? Now the next one is bad cast. Okay, actually this is thrown by the dynamic cast when if they fails in a dynamic casting, means when you are trying to cast, means if you are trying to convert at runtime and it is not code is wrong, then that is nothing but the bad cast. Okay, this exception is generally thrown by the dynamic cast. Next, bad typed. Okay, type id means actually this is thrown by the type id class when it is when there is a mismatched data type error is there. Okay, and the next one is a multiple exceptions. See, multiple exceptions mean, example, you are writing a program, a single try statement can have a multiple catch statements. See, as I already explained, try block can have a code from which you are expecting an error. Okay, that exceptions are handled by the catch block. So in a single program, one try block may have number of catch blocks. So that is nothing but the multiple exceptions. Okay, a single try statement can have a multiple catch statements. Okay, and execution of a particular catch block depends on the type of exception thrown by the throw keyword. If throw keyword send an exception integer type, catch block with an integer parameter will be executed. See, when you are writing a code from which you are generating from which you are expecting an error inside the try block. So in the try block itself will write a throw, and what type of error is there, that information also will give using a throw statement. Okay, so that throw whatever information, whatever type of information, error information is there, no, what type of error that is generated, that is compared with the catch blocks. Whichever catch block object type is matching with this error, no, that block will be executed. Suppose here what we do is we'll create 3 or 4 catch blocks. One catch block for integer, one catch block for a float, one catch block here. One catch block I have created for a character, one catch block is created for a double, and one catch block I have created for a integer. So whatever object the throw statement is generating, whatever information, error information is the throw statement is generating, that information is compared with the data type of catch block, whether it is a whatever error is generated, no, that is a float error, that is an integer error, that is a character error. So whichever catch block is matching with that throw statement errors information, no, only that will be executed and the remaining will be skipped. See here, we have a try block. Actually a equals to 2, one variable I have initialized. Next to try block, inside the try block what will give? See, try block is a block which contains a code from which you are expecting an error. Here what a equals to 1, throw a. If a equals to 1, throw a, that information will be displayed. Integer exception. If a equals to 2, throw a, that is a character exception. If a equals to 3, that is a 4.5, that is a floating exception, means different conditions I have given. Whichever condition is matching, no, that will be executed. It is similar to your catch block. Now catch int. Okay, So int means what here actually? The first one, a. Catch int a and throw a, int a, both are matching, no? So what information it will give? It will throw an error exception. See, integer exception. If ch, if throw equals to ch, see here, char ch means what actually? Here a is a character, no? It is matching the data type. Throw a is a character. So what information you will get? Character exception code, means that whatever error is generated, no, that is a character type exception. Next, here throw 4.5, what type of error that is? It is a float error. That information I have given here. You see, double exception code. So throw object will throw the error information. So when it is throwing an error information, no, it will give the what type of error it is. That information also given by the throw statement. So if it is giving a integer error, will display the integer information. It is giving a character, it will display the character information. It is displaying a double, then will throw the doubles information. So throw statement will throw the error, at the same time it will give the error information also, what type of error it is. It is an integer type error, float type of error, character type of error. That is matched with the object is created inside the catch block, and if it is matching, that information will be displayed as the error information to the user. Now, catch all exceptions. See, catch all exception means once you read the paragraph, then you will come to know. In the previous example, just I have given 3 types of errors only, but in real-time applications there is a chance of getting more types of errors. Okay, like a integer, character, double, real, different types of error. There is a chance to get, right? So in that case, what we do is we'll write all types of error information, and that can be handled by the catch block. Here a equals to 1. A equals to 1, throw a. What is a actually? A is what? It is an integer exception. A equals to 2, what is a character exception? A equals to 3 is a float. Similarly, here in a catch block, I am not giving any type of errors information. So then what happened? Whatever error information is there, all will be displayed here. Means exception occur, end of a program. Right? Means here we are not writing a code for only one type of error. So whatever error is there, no, that all error information will be displayed to the user. Okay, so that is a handling all types of errors. Right, here what we are doing is we are not throwing a integer exception, we are not throwing a float, we are not throwing a character type. Okay, all types of errors will be displayed to the user. Okay, now the next one is a rethrowing an exception. Means it is possible where we have an inner and outer try catch block statements. Means if you are writing a one try block inside another try block, then that is nothing but it is a rethrowing an exception. See, from one try block, from inner try block, will throw the error information to the outer try block. So that is nothing but the rethrowing. Okay, here you see the definition. Rethrowing an exception is possible where we have an inner and outer try catch blocks. If the try block is nested, right? An exception is thrown from inner catch block to outer catch block. Again, that error information is handled by that outer try block also. So that is called as a rethrowing an exception. See, try, throw, one value have given, catch data type arg have given. It is nothing but the argument. Now throw, inside this also we have a throw. Again we are coming to the another catch block like this. If you are throwing an exception to the one block to another block, okay, so from inner to the outer, then that is nothing but it is a rethrowing. So in rethrowing, what we do is we'll create a one block inside another block. So whatever block is created inside the another block, no, that is called as the inner try block. Inner try block will throw the exception to the outer one. So rethrowing. Okay, again that outer block will also throw the an exception. So that process is called as a rethrowing. Understood? See here, a try block we are throwing some error to the catch block. Again in the catch block also we have given throw statement. The same error again will be thrown to the another catch block, right? So here you see IO stream, one header file I am including here, preprocessor command. Next main function, int a equals to 1 variable I have initialized. So in the try block, what code will write? From whichever code you are expecting an error, no, that error information will write inside the try block. Inside the try block, again I am giving a one more try block. See, one try block inside a another try block, right? Throw a, right? A is thrown to the catch block example. Now we are int x. Now in the catch block also means whatever a is there, no, that is stored in a x. Again from the catch block, throw x. So same again we are throwing an error. So this is called as a rethrowing an exception. Now, so this is about your catch and try blocks. Okay, and this is about an exception handling in C++. Okay, what is an exception? Exception is nothing but the abnormal condition and it arises when program is executing. Right. So when programming is executing, there is a chance to encounter an error at the runtime. So that is called as a exception. And whatever exceptions are from you are expecting, no, from whichever block you are expecting an exception, no, that block will write inside the try block. And inside the try block will write the throw statement, and throw statement will throw an error information to the catch block, and the catch block will handle the exceptions. Okay. So this process is called as a exception handling. So one try block can have a single catch block, one try block can have a multiple catch blocks. Okay, so that is the try, catch and throw. And in C++ we have some built-in exception handling classes. Means the classes which provides different methods to handle the exceptions. Different library files we have which are used to handle the exceptions. Okay, so this is about exception handling. In the next class, we'll discuss about templates. Thank you.